Good morning, students. I hope you are following as I am teaching from part 11, from part 10. From Monday, you have to see all the videos. Today, I am teaching on the page number 54, osmotic pressure. 2.6.4 osmosis and osmotic pressure. Okay, this and this I will teach you today. So, now up to depression and elevation of freezing point and boiling point. Now I am teaching next important factor, that is osmosis and osmotic pressure. Now what is osmosis? There are many phenomena which we observe in nature or at home. First of all, starting to this osmosis, I will explain you, especially bio students. Are you remembering? We did one experiment of the grapes, dry grapes. First we waited it, then we soaked it in water, and next day the weight was increased because the pressure was because the solution entering in the dry, and next day the weight was increased. That experiment we did. Are you remembering? This is related to that pressure only, osmosis and osmotic pressure. So I will teach you afterwards that experiment again, but just relation. You see this, there are many phenomena which we observe in nature or at home. For example, raw mangoes shrivel when pickled in a brine. Brine means salt water. Okay. Next example, wilted flowers revive when placed in fresh water. Blood cells collapse when suspended in saline water, etc. Okay. Next, if we took into these field processes, we find out one thing common in all, that these substances are bound by membranes. Now, what are membranes? These membranes can be of animal or vegetable origin, and these occurs naturally, such as pig's bladder or parchment, or can be synthetic such as cellophane paper. Cellophane paper. You are aware of the cellophane paper. Next, these membranes appear to be continuous sheets or films, yet they contain a network of submicroscopic holes or pores. Holes or pores. Now, small solvent molecules like water can pass through these holes, but the passage of bigger molecules like solute is hindered. Okay, that is not going to enter in that pores. Only the solute water can pass through these holes, but the passage of bigger molecules like solute is hindered. Now membranes having this kind of properties are known as semi-permeable membranes, means they are called in short SPM, semi-permeable membrane. What are SPM? Membranes having this kind of properties are known as semi-permeable membranes. Now assume that only solvent molecules can pass through that semi-permeable membranes. Assume that only solvent molecules, like earlier I showed you, water, not other solute molecules. Water passes, other solute hindered. Okay. Now assume that only solvent molecules can pass through these semi-permeable membranes. Now, if the membrane is placed between the solvent and the solution, as shown in figure 2.9, I am showing you figure 2.9. See, this is funnel. This is filled with the solvent. Here in the funnel solution, and here is that semi-permeable membrane. Okay, like we can show you balloon, cellophane paper we are having, and like balloon you can see. So that is going to hinder to enter the, and this pressure is called so the solvent molecules will flow through. The solvent molecule will flow through the membrane from pure solvent to solution. From pure solvent to solution. Okay, here it will enter and it will increase up to here. Now this process of flow of the solvent is called osmosis. The solvent molecules will flow through the membrane from pure solvent to solution. This process of flow of the solvent is called osmosis. Okay, here it is solvent, here it is solvent, here it is a solvent, here this is a semi-permeable membrane. So solvent will rush to flow here and increase the level. This is called the osmosis. Okay. Now next, this process of flow of the solvent is called osmosis. The flow will continue till the equilibrium is attained. Okay. Now the flow of the solvent from its side to solution side across a semi-permeable membrane can be stopped if some extra pressure is applied to the solution. Now this pressure that just stops the flow of solvent is called osmotic pressure of the solution. Okay, otherwise here from the solvent it will rush and but the pressure which stops to flow solvent from to the solution, that pressure, the process is called osmosis, and the pressure which stops after equilibrium is called the osmotic pressure. Okay. Now the flow of solvent from dilute solution to concentrated across a semi-permeable membrane is due to osmosis. From dilute solution to the highly concentrated. Now the important point to be kept in mind is that solvent molecules always flow from lower concentration to higher concentration of solution. See, here solvent is in pure form. In solution, solid particle is also there. So from the dilute to the concentrated one, it will flows. The osmotic pressure has been found to be depend on the concentration of solution. Okay. The osmotic pressure of the solution is the excess process that must be applied to a solution to present osmosis is to stop the passage of solvent molecules through a semi-permeable membrane into solution. This is illustrated in figure 2.10. See, here it is kept solvent, here it is a solution. This is semi-permeable SPM, semi-permeable membrane between two. The pressure is applied from here, the pressure is applied from the here. When the equilibrium is maintained, the flow of the solvent to solution will stop. Osmotic pressure is a colligative property as it depends on the number of solute molecules and not on their identity. Means how it is concentrated depends upon it. See, concentration means this is solvent. Here I am adding 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram solute particles in the solution. So depends upon the concentration how I am making. If I am taking 1 normal, 2 normal, or I am adding more or less. See, now the relation for dilute solution, if number has been found experimentally that osmotic pressure, that is directly proportional to molarity C of the solution at given temperature. Thus, osmotic pressure is directly proportional to C. Osmotic pressure is equal to C by putting these two constants at a particular temperature. R and T 2.39 equation, where this is osmotic pressure, pi, R is gas constant, T is temperature. Now pi is equal to again N2 number of molecules upon volume. See, volume. By putting this value, C is equal to N2 upon V RT. This equation is 2.40. Here V volume of the solution in liters, C is equal to, I put it the value C is equal to N2 upon V containing N2 moles of solute. Then N2 is equal to WT upon M2. So again I am using this equation first. This equation pi is equal to C. Pi is proportional to C is equal to CRT. Instead of C we are putting the value N2 upon V. Now osmotic pressure is equal to N2 upon V into RT. That equation I repeated 2.40. Now pi V is going to here is equal to N2 RT. By putting the value of number of moles is equal to weight upon molecular weight RT. Are you knowing? No, number of moles is equal to weight upon molecular weight. This equation is 2.41. So you can calculate osmotic pressure. This is osmotic pressure pi V. Otherwise, if you want to calculate M2 molecular weight, then M2 will come here and pi V will come down. So another equation WT into RT upon pi V is 2.42. We can calculate the molar mass of solute. Okay. So from page number 54, 2.64, I explained the diagram, this one and this one up to here. Tomorrow we will study the numerical based on this osmotic pressure. So I hope you are following with me.